a beginner painter, the mind chatter is often too much. So much that it can keep us from making the art we set out to bring joy into our lives in the first place. The self-doubt manifests as a million, usually silent questions we ask ourselves, just as we're starting to do the art. Today, I'm going to show you a way to quiet some of that chatter to strategically create a less cluttered path to more peaceful painting sessions. We're going to make some real art, like art you could sign your name to and sell. But it's all going to start from what some would call stealing. Austin Kleon's Steal Like an Artist has become an icon of creative thinking freestyle for designers, musicians, and makers of all sorts. Its premise suggests there is no true original idea left, and it's how we amplify, redefine, recreate what is already in the world. That is the true remaining innovation left for artists. And so today's project takes this theory and puts it into practice. Let's take a look at the supplies. I found this graphite transfer paper and wanted to give it a go. I'm using my botanical Bible to find the page that I'm going to steal. There's so many good opportunities. If you do not have yourself an awesome botanical book of some kind, I highly recommend finding one. Go to a library sale or it's just good stuff. I love this page, the foraging for food, the raspberries, the butterfly. It looks like there's baby melons. We're going to use that one. Okay, and then a few things for the tracing piece. I've got a really junky brush that I might use the end of, a few different pencils, and let's see what works. I'm going to trace this right onto watercolor paper, and today I am using Academy, one of my absolute favorites. If you want to know more about my favorites and how I came to discover my favorites, I'm going to link a video below all about 100% cotton watercolor paper. All right, friends, here's how this works. You're going to take a piece of this transfer paper and you're going to have it underneath the page you're tracing from face down onto the surface you want the final image to appear. Now, you could certainly scan this page in your book and then use that to do the impression. I am choosing to go right into the book and trace on top of it. And that's something I'm totally okay with, having those indentations on my book page, but I get it. You might be completely appalled at what I'm doing here, and that's okay. I'm sure you'll let me know in comments. I meant that with all the love. The comment section here is the most fun. The harder you press, the more intense of a transfer you're going to get, thicker lines, and so on. Now, I eventually decided to go with this pencil to do my tracing. I like the control I was getting, but then again, I'm not only getting indentations on my book page, I'm getting some pencil marks, but I'm okay with that. This book gets used so heavily. It's got paint splotches everywhere. It's just a love fest in here. As I take you through the steps, think about all of the stress points tracing this page is removing from today's painting experience. Listen, I don't have to think about number 1, composition. It's already done for me. Number 2, scale. Number 3, paper size. And last but not least, number 4, I don't have to think about what to freaking paint. The fun stuff for me is figuring out how to paint, the colors, the textures. I want to get right to that. And friends, this is a really important point. I'm not encouraging you to copy. I'm encouraging you to change up what you started as a steal, as Austin would call it. You've got to innovate. You've got to flip it. You've got to evolve it. You've got to make it yours. But my point is that there is nothing wrong with skipping ahead to the fun stuff for the sake of your mental peace. All right, I'm at a good spot. The tracing is super loose, but it's going to let me springboard right into the fun. Remember I said I didn't even have to think about paper size or composition, to the point that I am literally just going to tear off the excess paper here because I traced onto a larger sheet. All right, head into comments. Let me know how you're feeling about the stealing. That almost rhymed. But seriously, I want to get this conversation started, and I know it's probably going to be a heated one, but that's a good thing. And while you're at it, if you're really heated about the awesomeness of this video, go ahead and give it a boop. Oh my gosh, that was so bad. But anyway, it really helps out my channel. Continuing painting here, friends, I'm just adding a first layer. And honestly, at this point, I don't know where I'm going with this, but stick around because you're going to help me figure out where I'm actually going with this. Simon T. Bailey, amazing thinker and human I've had the privilege to know, once said to me in a room full of 20-something other creatives, and I paraphrase, "Stop doing the things you don't like to do. There are other ways to get those things done. They are getting in the way of your brilliance. The parts of the art-making adventure you dread are chipping away at your delight, eroding the brilliant joy waiting for you in the moments of the painting process that light you up. So remove them for a time." Now, I'll tell you, one of my pain points with the creative process is sometimes deciding how to continue on and finish a painting I've begun. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that along to you, dear friends. How should I wrap up this bad boy? Head into comments and share your ideas, and then I'll get it done in another video coming soon. Or if it's been long enough, it's already popping up on the screen right now for you to watch next. Happy painting, friends, or happy stealing. Thanks, Austin.